We've heard of inseparable bonds between lovers, friends, and family. It's natural to love your own, after all. We've also heard of animal bonds. In fact, the animal-human relationship is one of the purest there is. Some animals are known to hold long relationships that can last a lifetime. Animals have been our loyal companions since the Middle Ages. They've helped us build, guard, hunt, and many other things. Here's a list of 10 unusual friendships between humans and animals. But before we get into that, like and subscribe right now, or this spider will crawl on your face when you're sleeping. Number 10. LuLu the rescue pig. We've all heard about dogs trying to save humans who are going through some medical event, but pigs aren't far behind. Joann Altman collapsed to the ground one day like any other. A senseless pain hit her chest. She was the victim of a cardiac arrest. Alone at home, she would have left this world if she hadn't received the assistance of her Vietnamese pig named LuLu. LuLu was a birthday gift from Joann's daughter, but she didn't want her, so Joann kept it. And she was glad she did. LuLu sprinted into traffic and laid down in the middle of the road to try and signal people to stop. When everyone ignored her, LuLu kept going back to the house to check on Joann. Eventually, a man stopped and followed the brave pig home to see what the matter was. The rescuer found Joann having a heart attack and called for help immediately. Not to mention her dog, which was in the house, did nothing except barking endlessly. Number 9. Cub Pet. Two friends, Ace Berg and John Rendell, once came up with an idea and bought a 35-pound lion cub at Harrods in 1969. Because why not? They called the cub Christian, but within 1 year they ran into a problem. Christian was getting too big to keep. They knew sooner or later that they couldn't keep him any longer, and they had to send their pet away to Africa, where the cub was rehabilitated before being released to the wild. A few years later, the two decided to visit their friend in Africa. They were warned that the odds of finding him, let alone Christian, still recognizing them, are slim. Yet they decided to make the trip. When they arrived, they received a heartwarming welcome from their old friend, who now has his own pride. He still perfectly recognized his human buddies and gave them a big hug. Who said wild animals are always dangerous? You just have to behave humanely with them, and you get respect in return. Number 8. Lions Save Girl. The rural areas of Ethiopia have seen many instances of men kidnapping women. They kidnap and then forcibly make them marry. Sometime in 2005, a 12-year-old Ethiopian girl was walking home from school when she was abducted by 4 men. The girl remained with the men for a week while police searched for her. The report said that while the police were searching for them, the girl was abandoned by the kidnappers because of 3 lions that approached them. The crazy part is that the lions did not eat the girl as many would have expected. They just remained with her, then quietly left when the police arrived and went back into the forest. A wildlife expert suggested the lions didn't kill the girl because she sounded like a lion cub while crying. But not everyone thinks lions are superheroes, as a game hunter suggested the big cats were about to eat the girl and were interrupted by the police. What else can we expect from a game hunter? The girl said that although she'd been beaten by her kidnappers who attempted to sell her into a forced marriage, the lions had not touched her. Animals really are better than humans. Number 7. An elephant lifeguard. This is one of the most fascinating wild animal relationships with humans. Amber Mason owes her survival to the generosity and liveliness of a 4-year-old elephant. She was neither attacked by any other animal or had any fatal medical event. She was saved from natural disaster. During the terrible 2004 tsunami that ravaged Indonesia's coastline, when the wave struck, the elephant took Amber on his back and ran to higher ground. You have to give respect to the elephant for realizing the danger and even thinking about saving the little kid's life even in such great danger. When the wave crashed on them with all its power, the elephant turned its back to create a wall to protect the fortunate Amber Mason. This resulted in saving her life. We know that she'll always be grateful to the elephant, and maybe this is where they got the idea for the movie Dumbo. Who knows? Number 6. The cat named OREO. Cats are known for being sassy and moody. If you think about cats in general, they're mostly useless at home and do nothing but live rent-free and boss everyone around. They may not look like they care, but that doesn't mean they aren't caring. Here's an example of a caring cat saving a whole family. Diane Busher was awoken at 4:45 a.m. by the cries of the family cat, OREO, coming from the garage. Busher went downstairs to see what the fuss was all about. What she saw were smoke and flames. She quickly grabbed the cat and rushed back inside to wake up her husband and their 5 children. She had to act quickly as the fire had already spread. It destroyed the garage and a bedroom. None of the family was harmed thanks to the cat's cries. No one in the family actually liked the cat, but that didn't stop OREO from saving the whole family from getting burnt to a crisp. After this incident, the cat became the family's favorite. Number 5. Woman saved by a deer. This is not a story of a pet saving their owner, but rather an interesting relationship between a wild animal and a stranger. In February 2012, a woman was walking through Oxford, Ohio, when a man tried to rob her, if not worse. The woman was attending a party that night, which she left at around 1 a.m. The man grabbed her as she walked past a field. He hit her and tried snatching her purse before dragging her into the field. But his plans were foiled by a heroic deer who ran out from underneath a nearby bush and scared him off. It seems that the deer was sleeping in the field that night, but was startled when it heard the sounds of the duo struggling. It jumped up and fled the scene. The man got scared too and fled without getting anything from the woman. Sergeant John Varley, who assisted the woman after the attack, said he couldn't recall a similar incident during his 17-year-long career. The woman suffered red marks and bruises but did not require any hospital treatment. She also did not lose any of her belongings thanks to the quick-thinking actions of that unknown deer. Number 4. Toby the doctor. Dogs really are humans' best friend and the most precious animals. Dogs are not just owned to sit inside the home all day. Most dogs are trained for something. Let it be guarding the house or taking care of an elderly in time of need by performing some medical procedure that would actually save someone's life. It shouldn't come as a surprise that a person was saved by a dog. Good old Toby had never studied medicine. However, he managed to perform the Heimlich maneuver. His mistress was choking to death on a piece of apple stuck in her throat. Toby did not hesitate and pressed her firmly on the chest, which eventually dislodged the piece of apple. Dogs are given basic training like this so they can help in times like this, especially the owner lives alone. It was reported that once his mistress could breathe, our dear Toby never stopped licking the face of his lucky mistress. Golden Retrievers are one of the smartest dog breeds in the world. Number 3. JOAO PEREIRA and DINDIM the penguin. JOAO de Souza is a 71-year-old widower from Brazil. One day, he found a poor penguin washed up on a beach, covered in oil and fighting for his life. The old man washed, fed, and nursed the penguin before trying to release it. The man named it DINDIM for the time being. He didn't know that the penguin wouldn't leave his side after being treated because he didn't expect penguins to be attached to humans. To his surprise, DINDIM had decided who was going to be his future friend. The man nursed the bird back to health ever so gently before releasing him back into the wild. Ever since then, DINDIM has traveled back to the coast of Rio de Janeiro to be with JOAO for at least 8 months a year. And with that, it's now time for today's subscriber pick. Today's photo was sent to us by a subscriber. If you come across a photo online and want to know more details about it, just send it over to us. We might even feature it in a future video. Number 2. In this picture, a kid is playing with a stingray. When the kid stepped down the stairs to play in the water, he found something unexpected. It was none other than a giant stingray. Now, normally kids of that age would be scared of stingrays, but this kid went further and fed the stingray with his own hands. Both of them enjoyed this for a few moments, then the stingray enjoyed the snack which was handed to him by the kid. Then they had to part ways. Would you feed a stingray?
I saved the best for last, but first, I have a quick challenge that takes only 5 seconds to complete. If you can leave a like and subscribe within the next 5 seconds, you'll get 10 years of amazing luck. Just try it, it really works.
Number 1. The exercising dog. Some years ago, Eric O'Gray was an obese 340-pound man with high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and diabetes. His medication bill racked up to $1,000 a month. His nutritionist advised he should try adopting a dog. Listening to his nutritionist, when Eric went to the dog shelter, he said he wanted an obese, middle-aged dog so it would have something in common with him. That day, he adopted Petey, and eventually, with his dog, he had improved his health and overall well-being. Both of them formed an inseparable bond, one that they never really experienced with any other person, animal, or anybody, said Eric. With Petey, O'Gray had lost 140 pounds and Petey had lost 25. O'Gray thanks Petey for saving his life. He said, "I wake up every day wanting to be the best person that I can be." We're proud of them. That's our list of 10 unusual friendships between humans and animals. What's the most unusual bond you've had with animals? Let us know in the comments, and if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe.